Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 6 of the Bill podcast. And today we'll be looking into WordPress, an open source blogging engine that we can download and upload to our web server and build a website in no time. I feel other than the blogging part of WordPress, we can also learn a lot of HTML, CSS, as well as PHP because as we customize our blog and our themes, we will look into what other developers have developed and learn from them. So this is definitely a great way to build a website, to start your own blog, and also go into the world of web development through HTML, CSS, and PHP. Alright, so today, this episode, we will be installing WordPress from the source code. So what is WordPress? Let's go into the WordPress website. So firstly, I just wanted to point out there is this WordPress.com, which where you can get a blog with a subdomain, for example, sayani.wordpress.com, and the interface of the WordPress blog that you will create right here will be very similar to WordPress.org. So this is how you will sign up for WordPress.com here. It's really easy and it's just like a web application, and most of the features are entirely free for any beginners to try out. But what we will do today is go to WordPress.org. So over here we will actually download the source code. We will go to our own web server and we will upload it there, maybe through a subdomain or a domain, and then we will look into the files which consist of PHP, HTML, and CSS. So very briefly, once again, if you want to know about what is the difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org, so I just suggest you to Google it. So it will be differences between WordPress.com and WordPress.org. Once you do that, the very first link itself will lead you to a WordPress.com website where they will tell you what is the difference, and they are very partial to this. They will tell you what is the pro and the con for each of them. So basically in WordPress.com, the company Automatic or WordPress will take care of your hosting, security, and everything with limited customization. But of course with WordPress.org, you will download the entire source code, you will upload it to your own web server, your own web host, and you have complete control of customization, but of course you have to do your own upgrades and security and so on and so forth. So let me go to WordPress.org and get started with the installation. Okay, so when you go into the website, you will see that there is this download button very clearly on the first page. I'm going to click right there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to download the WordPress. Now the version is 3.4.1. So let me download it. Okay, so this will take a little bit of time until 4.7 megabytes. So let me fast forward a little bit. All right, my entire WordPress 3.4.1 has been downloaded. So what I'll do is I'll unzip the file and I will move it to the desktop. So let me just move the entire thing to the desktop. Okay, now let me go back to the browser, and another site that I want to show you is this handy guide to the installation process of WordPress. If you go here, you will see this famous 5-minute installation for WordPress. I strongly suggest you to click here. They have very clear instructions, but of course we will also go through this 5-minute installation ourselves. So once you do that, let me just open up the WordPress folder. So now it's in my desktop. So I will go into, so let me just Sublime WordPress. Let me just open it into Sublime Text and look at the folder structure. So this is our entire WordPress folder structure. It has the index.php, and it has, let me see, where should we start? It has the readme.html. You can of course double click them. Let me go to the desktop, and here you can of course go to, where is the readme? Here you have some instructions. that you can go and read through it. They also go through the installation, the updating and migrating, system requirements, very clear here. The other thing that I want to point out is they have 3 folders here inside WordPress admin. This will consist of all the files that are needed to run the WordPress. Under WordPress content is something that we'll be heavily using, because you have a folder called the themes, where you'll be installing a lot of themes. Of course, they have already 2 default themes here. You also have a lot of plugins to customize your WordPress, so very interesting stuff here. And there is this file called WordPress-config-sample that we'll be working with. Okay, so now the very next thing we will do is we will access our cPanel first. Alright, so cPanel is typically something that should be given to you by your web host. And inside cPanel, now firstly, I'll be using an easy method to create a WordPress blog. So inside your cPanel, you should typically find this software called a plugin called Softaculous. So when I click here, you'll go to Softaculous. So Softaculous basically allows you to quickly install a lot of plugins, like a lot of frameworks such as Joomla and Drupal, and seriously a lot of them, and one of them is actually WordPress. So let's just use this and see how easy it is to install. So I'm just gonna click install here. And there you have it. Okay, you choose a domain. So probably I will go to, let me see. Okay, so before I do that, probably I should create a subdomain. So I will go back to my cPanel. The very first thing I'll do is go to subdomain, and I'll choose build podcast, and let me create a subdomain called blog. Right, and I will put it inside my build podcast/blog. So make sure here the directory is here. So I'm going to create it. Okay, so now my subdomain has been created, blog.buildpodcast. So let me go to home, and now I'll go to Softaculous because it requires me to put in a domain name, and I'll go to WordPress, install. And now I can see, let me see, where is this? blog.buildpodcast.com. There you go. And I will create it in a directory. I don't think we need the directory here. Alright, so we will leave this directory empty because it says if you want to install it in the domain, leave it empty. So database name, database prefix, it's all done here for you. My blog, admin, password. So let me just put in admin, like Sayani, and maybe the password is 123456. All right, you can also put in an email, gmail.com. All right, and all you need to do is just install. Let's click install. Okay. So it has been installed. So why don't we go here and look at it? So it's as easy as that. My blog is done. And next I will go to, of course, the login here, which they give you the URL as well. And let me just make it into a clean URL so that you know which one to access. So it is always your blog and then wp-login. All right, so as we should remember the username and the password we put, and it was 123456, and let's log in here. So there you go. We have our dashboard where we can write our posts, our links, our pages. Not now, never for this domain, never for this site. Okay, and here we have our blog. And here so let's quickly look into the features. So at home, it will briefly tell you what is WordPress and what are the settings and so on and so forth. The updates will give you what are the plugins and themes updates that you can do. They will also tell you when is the entire WordPress being updated, and it's really easy now because they'll give you just one-click update button and you can do it. this is pretty cool. Under posts, you will see you can create your post. The hello world is already done, like you can see here, and if you go to the main website, you can actually see hello world. And they will even give you categories and tags, media, blog links. Let's go to pages. Pages is similar to a blog post, but just that it will not be chronologically displayed, but it will have different URLs for different pages. And then you also have comments. Under appearance, this is a comment that you can see here, and it's the same comment as here. If you click here, the first default comment is also here. Okay, so next, if you go under appearance, this is where all your themes are there. And the good thing about WordPress is that you can also install your own themes, and you can access the entire open source themes here, and you can literally get access to thousands of themes. But us as a learning a web developer and designer, the best part for me is, of course, the editor. This is where we can go in and we can start tweaking through our theme files here. Of course, there are lots of theme files here to choose from. One of the very common ones that we should be using is the style.css, and of course there are a lot of PHP files that we can look into. So appearance and themes are very cool stuff for us to explore. Just to explain once again, where is the location? It is just under themes right here, and you see there are two themes located here. So there you go, you see two themes here. One is installed and one is here. So typically, if you go to your FTP, I'm now inside FTP build podcast. Let me just refresh it. And after I refresh it, you should see that I have a folder called blog here. Remember, I pointed blog.buildpodcast.com to a blog folder, and inside blog folder I also have the same file structure, and inside content, inside themes, and there you go, we have two themes. And if you want to install more, what you should do is just drag the entire theme folder into this folder. Okay, so let's go on, and we have done one installation of WordPress using Softaculous. Now the next installation of WordPress we will do is actually installing it by ourselves, not using Softaculous. So what we'll do is I will go back to of course wordpress.org once again, and this time let me create another subdomain. And this time I will call it WordPress.buildpodcast. So let me go to WordPress.buildpodcast.com. And this will be once again inside my folder Build Podcast and inside the folder called WordPress. All right, so I will go and create it. Okay, so the subdomain is now done. And of course, if you go to wordpress.build-podcast.com, you will probably see just an empty folder because of course nothing is inside there. Okay, so now what we will do is we will done that, and it is in my desktop. So what we will do first is, if you look at the handy guide, the very first thing we have to do is update or edit a file. So let's go here and read what it says. Rename wp-config-sample into wp.config. So I'm going to go into here and I'm just going to rename this. Okay, so wp-config. Okay, and next let's see, fill in open the text editor and fill in your database details and things like that. So what we will be doing is we will be actually editing these three names right here. Okay, and how do we do that? So let's go back to your cPanel, and this time we will go to MySQL. Where is it? There you go, MySQL databases. So let's look at what the WordPress configuration wants from us. First, there is a database name. So let's create a database name, shall we? So let's create it as a build blog sorry, it should be build maybe WP. Okay, so create database. So make sure you add this exact name to your file here. So first we have a database, so I'm gonna replace it with this one. All right, good. And next I have to create a database user. So let me go back, and this time I will create a database user. So you can come slightly below, and now this time I will have build WPU. Okay, so I created a password, create user, and let me just put this password into my file here as well. Okay, great, and save it and go back. And the third thing we have to do after creating a database and a user is to link them up. So we have to choose build this one, and we have to choose a database. All right, so add. So these are the 3 steps we have to do. What is this saying? This is like all privileges. Okay, make changes. All right, so go back, and there we have it. We have a database, we have a database user, a password, and we also linked the database to the database user. With all this information in place, what we're going to do is I'm going to go to my website, and of course under the Build podcast right now I should have a folder called WordPress. So of course it's not there, so I'm gonna just drag in the entire folder there. So let's get it all uploaded. It will take a bit of time, so let's fast forward it. And we have downloaded all the files for our WordPress.buildpodcast.com, and let's look at it. Where is our folder? So I'm gonna refresh this. And there we have it, the WordPress folder. And when we double click it, you have another WordPress blog inside it, exactly from the one we dragged from our desktop. So let's go back to the 5-minute install. We have configured our wp-config.php file. We have uploaded the entire WordPress files and folders to our desired location on the web server. The next thing now we have to do is go to the domain and actually look at it. So wordpress.buildpodcast.com was previously empty, and now I'm going to click refresh, and it will immediately redirect me to /wp-admin/install.php to kind of kickstart our blog. So of course I'm going to put it as WordPress, and maybe once again the username can be Sayani, and 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's 1 2 3 4 5 6, and email. So install WordPress, and let me log in. And this is usually the page that you must use to log in to your blog. So usually it's your blog URL /wp-login.php. So let me log in. And there you have it, another very similar looking website, a blog, a WordPress blog, and it's installed in no time. So let me just once again go to blog.buildpodcast.com that we installed through Softaculous. And now we have, let me just change the theme just for fun. All right. So it was using 2010, and let me just activate another type of theme, and let me go ahead and look at it. So wordpress.buildpodcast.com and blog.buildpodcast.com up and running in no time. So what else about WordPress? I would really like to go through the page where you can actually browse. Let me go through codex.wordpress.org. So if you want to learn the source code, you know, all these files that we saw here, if you want to learn more about it, we are looking at WordPress org, the codex pages, where you can learn a lot about the codes, the source code of this page. Let me also go to codex and go to themes. This is where you can browse through your themes. You can download them and you can upload it to your web server, or of course you can use the inbuilt WordPress installation. And let me also go through plugins here. And plugins does the same. There are tons of plugins here that you can use for a lot of customization. That was it for WordPress this week, and let's go through the build link for this week. And the build link for today is the toolbox.cc. This is an amazing website, a collection of various tools for web development and design. And once you go inside, you will see even searches, easy searches and tags. Let's go through them. Each of them will actually link you to another website for a little bit of fiddling around with our code and design. So like there is CSS sprites, there are starter kits. And of course, if you use one of them, for example, I used Initializer once, and you just click it, I use it, so that the website knows how many are using it. Of course, I would highly also encourage you to visit the author that did this website, Sasha Grief, and follow him in Twitter. He's a talented designer, and also follow the Twitter account of the Toolbox itself, because it will tweet out different websites and plugins almost every day or so. Right, so I highly encourage you to follow the build link of this week to get the gist of it. So lastly, visit buildpodcast.com. We have added links to all our show notes, and they are actually hosted in GitHub, so that you can request for a merge, and you can comment on it and change it, and then I will merge your changes in GitHub on show notes or anything else. I would love to have it. They're all hosted here. Also, you can subscribe to the podcast via iTunes. So when I click this, it will go to the iTunes link. All the episodes are available for free here, and you can subscribe it. So once again, buildpodcast.com, and I will see you next week with another new episode. Goodbye.